So the one thing people don't talk about is what is haunt phenomena, right? You're sitting in front of this big mansion. So you're liable to see things, right? Maybe even something that looks like a real person, or a shadow, shape, form, mist. You might hear something, right? Footsteps, babies crying, breathing, spiders, I don't like them. You might happen to feel something. Maybe you're going to be touched. Maybe you're going to be tripped. I know that Billy's sister Connie, she's kind of a ghost magnet. And she's been tripped, scratched, pushed, everything. Maybe you'll have a sense presence, okay? It's a little more subjective, okay? The feeling of being watched or not alone in a place. Object movement, okay? Something in the environment moves of its own accord. A door, window, something like that, okay? Or a little toy car. Billy was just talking about a little toy car that moved up in Iowa. What else? Any questions about that? Any questions about what is haunt phenomena? Anybody? Okay. So, at the same time I'm studying haunt phenomena, I read, I don't know, probably 1,000 ghost stories. Okay? And we analyze them using a new paradigm of a template, okay, that looks at all those things. Visual, auditory, olfactory. Oh, I forgot olfactory. Maybe you smell cigarette smoke, cigar smoke, pipe smoke, rotting flesh. That's one of my favorites. Old potatoes, or any number of things in a place. Places smell old, right? So you have these things, and so we looked at every ghost story and looked at a lot of different things, like context. You usually see a cowboy in a bar if you're in Arizona, like, you know, at the Birdcage Theater, okay? Or, I'm trying to think of another thing. Anyway, it's usually a person in period clothing that you see as a ghost, okay? The one ghost that I know that I saw was a Civil War soldier. He had gray pants, white shirt, red suspenders, gray cap, and I was with Billy, as a matter of fact, in Kentucky. And while all this stuff is going on, they have a dog. That dog is walking in circles in the hallway. I'm like, what the hell? So I look out the front door, and there's a guy walking up. Big tall grass, because they don't mow their front yard, and he walks across. And that's what I said. I said, just like on TV. What the hell? So I run out of the house. I run around the house like 4 times, looking for somebody that has gray pants, white shirt, red suspenders, and gray cap. There ain't nobody there, because he's a ghost. He's already gone. So that's the kind of thing I think that people look for when they go to haunted houses. They want to see a ghost, right? Same time I'm writing all that stuff, writing about my thesis, all that, we decided to design a system that would measure physical energy. Okay. We don't know how to measure ghosts yet, but we can measure a lot of different things that the environment has that changes. Okay. Magnetic fields. I got infrared, visible, ultraviolet light, magnetic fields from the earth, electromagnetic fields from wiring, vibration, gamma ray background radiation, one of my favorites. This little thing right here, I don't know how much it would cost, probably about $1,000, but it was donated to our project just so we could measure that. What the research says is that fluctuating magnetic fields cause some types of haunt phenomena. So when you're in a room, that magnetic field fluctuates, might go way up, and then it might go way down. That's when you might experience something, okay? The problem is everybody's measuring the electromagnetic field, not the geomagnetic field. And the only way you can measure the geomagnetic field is to have the right sensors, which mine are in this little box. This little box right here, and I measure it three-dimensionally, orthogonally. So I measure west, up, and north. But to do that, you have to have a separate amplifier, which is right, this little thing right here, that amplifies that signal so we can actually see it, okay? It's kind of like having three compasses, and one's west, and one is up, one is north. And when that field changes, aha, there might be something going on. But just because you have the field change doesn't mean that something happens in the environment either. It might happen in here. It might happen in your mind or in your brain, not necessarily out in the environment, okay? Do you guys have any questions? Well, come on. Yes, we have a weather station. We're going to try to measure barometric pressure, humidity. I don't remember what it all is.
Temperature.
Temperature?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Temperature. Yeah. Places have cold spots, okay, or sometimes hot spots. And sometimes when you go into a haunt environment, just one part of your body, like your left arm, becomes intensely hot, okay, or intensely cold. Right? So, anything else? Anything you guys want to talk? Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you for listening. Yeah.
You left out two sensors.
I left out two sensors. Go.
Human?
Oh, human sensor. Yeah, we can hook a human sensor up to our little thing here and measure your galvanic skin response, breathing, temperature, heart rate, and your brain waves too, EKG, if you want to try it sometime. We usually set up for an hour. We measure 40 times per second, usually. We can go higher. This thing will measure 1 to 1,440 times a second. But I use 40 because I just look at graphs after it's all done, and they look really cool at 40 times a second. See, I don't know enough about that, but I think that, yes, I would say there's probably going to be some kind of fluctuation. There's going to be some kind of change. It might not be in barometric pressure. It might just be in magnetic fields, but I'm trying to do as many as I can. I just have 8 channels on this.
Well, barometric and lunar.
I'm thinking about maybe measuring gravity or something else, but right now it's just magnetic fields because that's what the research says. Magnetic fields from the earth. Geomagnetic fields.
Why do you need so much data?
It's good to have as much data as you can possibly have, but then you have to sift through it. Like if you have a whole bunch of video you're going to have somebody sit there and watch the video. How many people have done that? Yeah.
Yep.
I don't really want to do it anymore. I don't get anything on video. Now I do on the audio portions of video. Okay. And now I'm using it's a Zoom Q3 HD. It's a digital video recorder, and it has 2 microphones that are in like an X and Y axis. And I've only used it about 3 times. I haven't caught anything on audio yet, but I have in the past using VHS.
Gosh.
Yeah. And other places with one place in Indiana where we got a bunch of footsteps and stuff like that. Questions?
I do.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm behind you, sir. Hang on, let me get up here.
Go right ahead.
Did you ever find that man in the gray shirt with the hat?
No, we did not.
Did you tell him about the experience of the barn with Misty?
No. The same time all that, there was so much stuff going on. We went to this place, we call it a lot of different things. It's Dry Ridge, Kentucky. It's near a little town called Westport, Kentucky. There were 3 farms, and we went to one of the farms, and while I was talking to the owner about stuff, her dog starts walking in circles, and I see the ghost. Later on in that evening, there's mists coming in and out of this barn like I'd never seen before. I'm not sure if that was some kind of atmospheric thing going on. I don't know, but it's on several video cameras, I'm sure. Just a lot of weird stuff going on.
Wind would come out. Remember wind would come out?
Oh yeah, this place is crazy. There are some places like that where people have reported all kinds of things, UFOs, Bigfoot, a lot of different things than just haunt, or what I would consider haunt phenomena. It's something else.
Did you tell some of the places you've been and investigated? Flint Mansion?
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, Billy said that I've been to a lot of places. I guess I have. I just don't talk about them. Yeah, I've been to the Lent Mansion. Man, where else have I been?
Waverly.
One of the really cool places, if you get a chance, is go to Bachelor's Grove Cemetery.
Yeah.
It's in Midlothian, Illinois. Cicero Avenue and like 147th Street. Okay, it's across from the Rubio Woods Forest Preserve. And that place is a lot like the farm. You can get all kinds of weird stuff. Ghost houses, phantom cars, any number of things. Things that look like monks with hoods walking in a row. All kinds of lights. Michael Persinger calls them luminosities. Ghosts. Usually of a woman, and she's looking for her infant. Yeah, been to Michigan, been to Oshkosh, Wisconsin, the Grand Opera House. We did that as a pilot study. Unbelievable, the stuff that happened there. We actually recorded what I think is a huge orb coming out of a wall. I've showed it to a lot of people. It's on VHS. It's early. But Waverly Hills, of course. The Willard Library, Evansville, Indiana. I go there every year, right around Halloween. I felt there that a little boy actually grabbed my arm, swung it way behind me. He grabbed my arm and swung it way behind me and ran away. That was in 2006. Any other questions? Okay, well thank you. Thanks for listening.